Hello everyone, I am Melanie Jongsma, publisher of the Lansing Journal, Lansing's only newspaper. It is our mission to keep our diverse community informed and connected, and that is why we typically show up at Thornton Township board meetings. There was a board meeting scheduled for last night, October 8th. The Lansing Journal was not there, and that was a choice that I made. I was planning to go. We had published the agenda. I was anticipating a long meeting. It was a long agenda with a lot of old items that had been addressed before and new items that were being introduced. So I was planning to spend a long time at Thornton Township last night. However, yesterday afternoon, I received word of a meeting cancellation by Trustees Carmen Carlisle and Christopher Gonzalez. They cited safety concerns as a reason for canceling the meeting, and their notice in effect said that they would not be showing up, so there would be no quorum, and a meeting could not officially be held. Now, it has happened before at Thornton Township meetings that a quorum is not present, and Supervisor Tiffany Henyard has taken advantage of those opportunities to simply address the audience, the public, with her own messaging. Rather than allow Supervisor Henyard to use the Lansing Journal as a forum for her own messaging, I decided to reach out to Trustees Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle to see what they had to say. And I'm glad I did that. I had a short phone conversation with Trustee Gonzalez and then a longer conversation with Trustee Carlisle. And originally, I was hoping that all three of us could get together in person, and I was hoping to shoot video of that conversation. We weren't able to work that out logistically, so I spoke with each of them individually. And I'm glad I did. I'll tell you, I was impressed with Trustee Carlisle. She went through the published agenda with me item by item and answered all of my questions, spent quite a bit of time with me, and presented her case very professionally. So my only regret is that we weren't able to meet in person, so there is no video of that conversation. Instead, I wrote it up as an article that is published on the Lansing Journal's website, and I will put a link to that article in the description of this video. I do hope you read it. It's obviously not as entertaining or outrageous as a typical Henyard video, but there's a lot of important information that Trustee Carlisle provided. And so if you are following this ongoing saga, I hope that you'll take the time to read what she has to say. So I was not physically present at the meeting that Henyard did hold Tuesday night. And I want to give a shout out to Rico Hudson from Reality Check TV Chicago, who was there and who live streamed the meeting. After I finished my article about Carmen Carlisle, I watched his video, and so I got a sense of what was going on at that meeting. Most of it, I think, was worth skipping. It was stuff I've heard before at other meetings, but Rico did capture the moment when Supervisor Henyard was served with another lawsuit. And I'll provide a link to his video in the description below as well. She was served toward the end of the meeting. It was really very non-dramatic and took less than a minute, but Rico caught it, and it sounds like she is being served in her own personal capacity and as mayor of Dalton, not as Thornton Township supervisor. So that's interesting. I was sorry to miss that in person, but I'm grateful that Rico was there to catch that. One other relevant item happened yesterday, and that was that Thornton Township trustee Jerry Jones announced his resignation from the board. This is not all that surprising. He has missed several recent meetings. and there's a lot going on in his life and his family's life. Still, it does come as somewhat of a blow because he had been voting with Trustees Carlisle and Gonzalez, and that created a majority that allowed the three of them to get some important ordinances passed. So with that vacancy, Supervisor Henyard will have an opportunity to appoint another trustee, and that could dissolve the majority that Gonzalez and Carlisle have been enjoying for the past several meetings. So we will keep following all of this, of course, and keep reporting on it. I want to thank again Rico Hudson for being present at that meeting. The Lansing Journal appreciates being part of a community of coverage, and when you're a small newspaper like the Lansing Journal, I often have to make choices about where to be and what to cover. I made the choice to talk with Gonzalez and Carlisle instead of sitting in on the meeting that Henyard was holding, and I think that was the right choice for us. But I am glad that somebody like Rico was there so that I could catch up on the meeting after that. It's good to be in an age of journalism where media are collaborating with each other instead of competing, especially in an important story like this. And thank you to YouTube viewers for subscribing to this channel and for following this story, even though for many of you this is not local. And some of you have told me that in following this story, you have been encouraged to get involved in your own local governments, start attending meetings and start finding out what's going on. I love hearing that. That makes this work worthwhile. That makes this drama worthwhile. So thank you for sharing those stories. That's very encouraging to me. Thank you again for viewing and subscribing. That means a lot to this local newspaper. We work hard to cover this crazy story, and we appreciate knowing that you are out there because you're interested. So that's my video on the township meeting that I wasn't at. I do hope you'll read the stories. I think that's important, and it's an important part of this ongoing story. So please read those stories. And thank you again for watching and for commenting and for being as involved as you can from wherever you are. We appreciate knowing that you're out there. So until the next video, I will see you later.